Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye up, bye up. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate the support. I'm very humbled by it. Welcome to all the new subscribers and the new viewers. We've had plenty of them this last couple weeks, man. And I understand because right here on this platform, we could all come together with the understanding and knowing that it's justice for baby Emmanuel, and it's also justice for Promise. Okay? Without a shadow of a doubt, this is how we're rocking right here. And we're going to press forward. And this week, man, I got a lot of content coming for you guys. And we're actually going to break down a new proposed bill, the baby Emmanuel law, right? The Emmanuel law. And I'm going to break it down word for word. And we're going to get to that this week, man. And it's something that I'm wholeheartedly want to be involved in, something that I'm pressing forward for, something that I'm behind for reals, right? And I'm pushing. And I think we all should, man. If you want to see justice and you want to see baby Manuel's name carried on, this is the way to do it rather than just jumping at the position of, oh man, we could talk about it. No, fuck that. Let's be about it. Right? Straight up. So, I see a lot of people playing the blame game. And best believe we just started. There's a lot of blaming going on. We're all blaming Jake and Rebecca for what happened to baby Emmanuel. Okay? We're all blaming Jake's past and automatically assuming that he's guilty of taking the life of his child, even though he has admitted it a couple different times, right? We're all blaming Rebecca because she was in a household, and we feel as a mother bear, mama bear, right, that she should have protected her child or her children. Okay, with all the blaming that's going on, a lot of people felt, hey, that judge in the Promise case is the most to blame, right? Why? Even more so than Jake and Rebecca, but I'm going to hold Jake and Rebecca accountable. That's a fucking fact, right? We're not going to stop that. No, sorry, Rebecca. Take your fucking fake eyelashes off. You know what I'm saying? And the Weight Watchers did not work. We're not going to let you get off that easy. And Jake, just look at you. He's the type of individual I could just look at and know he's guilty of something. And so now what is he going to be destined to do for the rest of his life? Get beat upon and sit in the middle of a motherfucking yard in a prison and play Dungeons and Dragons with the other weirdos. This is what's going to happen. Shout out to the people that play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm just expressing this is what these weirdos do. They're Dungeons and Dragons players. I want to be the dungeon master. I want to be the dungeon master. Nah, you want to touch a 9-year-old. Get out of here, right? Now, everybody's blaming this judge. And I'm the first one in line to say the judge fucked up. The judge messed up everything. Whatever he was thinking that particular day when he let Jake Haro get away after everything that he did to Promise, his daughter, right? Not even his daughter, his cousin's daughter now, right? But everything that man did, and if you looked at the paperwork and seen exactly what that little girl had to go through, what she had to endure, what she still is enduring every day, what her parents, when I say parents, I'm meaning the people that are taking care of her every single day that deserve the utmost respect, right? It should have been an open and shut case. Book him, Daniel. It should not even been a question. But that judge on that particular day decided, for whatever reason, that he was going to give this weird-looking motherfucker, Jake Haro, a chance. I don't know about him. I don't know about you. I don't know about anybody. But child abusers or anyone that is accused of it, that there's bruises, there's pictures, there's choke marks, there's broken bones, anything like that, where there's medical reports. Because anyone could say anything. Anyone, and it happens a lot like in child custody cases, the mother or the father will always say, hey, this person did that or that person did this or my child told me this. And unless there's medical records and I mean, you could prove for sure, then that's just talk. That's just this. A lot of people do that. That's the game plan, right? We'll get them like that. But with this one, there was no question about it. The mother at the time and the father at the time definitely were involved in a situation where their daughter almost died. And the cool part about it is she is going through so many different difficulties with her health right now and will be forever because of what Jake did and Vanessa Avina did, his wife at the time. Because she was no perfect angel either. She actually was involved to some degree. Whether it was not fucking really handling her business or being around this type of man and having this type of man around your children. Because best believe this wasn't his first merry-go-round. This wasn't his first rodeo. Jake is the type of dude, man, that is a coward. He likes to beat up women and take advantage and beat up children, man. That's a fact. You can see it, you know it, you feel it. The babies feel it even more. And that's why it's up to us to protect the babies. But I digress with Jake for right now. That judge in this case, man, was a filthy motherfucker. Okay? Straight up. I'll say this. That judge, for whatever reason, was in a great mood that morning and decided when it came time to impose sentencing on Jake, he was going to give him a chance. He felt Jake had all the tools necessary to change. I'll tell you right now, child abusers don't change. They just become worse. Oh, they change all right, just a little bit though. They change for the worse, not the better. Now, I just wanted to put this out there. I did videos last week, and I was holding everybody accountable. Those that were overlooking certain situations, those members of the family that didn't seem to shed light. And I got a good one today, man, on one of the members of Jake's family that we definitely need to discuss about. We need to put out there because she ain't getting away from shit. You heard me, bitch? You ain't going nowhere. We're going to hold you accountable, right? Or at least I am. I'm getting a lot of hate for it too, man. There's some fat chick on TikTok that's running around, man. And no disrespect because she's fat, but she really is, right? With my name all up in her lamb chops. Talking about who is this guy? What does he know? I know what you know. You protect people that do child abuse. That's what I know. Because you sure are protecting these parents. But whatever. Anyways, we're going to talk about what we want to talk about over here. And whether you like it or not, you can land it. Ask Richie's mom. So everybody was, and myself, I did a couple videos, and I was also holding the district attorney accountable from the promise case, right? Not the case with baby Emmanuel that's going on right now, but the promise case. And I want to say, man, I was wrong. I got it wrong, right? Not in the fact that I think everybody needs to be accountable just a little bit. Even ourselves watching this type of content, we have to be accountable of the way we conduct ourselves, and that's just the truth. Instead of spreading falsifications and lies and secondhand information, we got to do the best we can to vet certain situations, vet certain things, because it's people like you that watch me continuously and every day that are relying on me to give you guys the realest information I can. And I'm trying. I'm definitely, man, I'm trying, homie. I'm trying, right? I'm trying. But it's hard sometimes when you got so much misinformation being spread out there by certain people. It's hard, right? So, but I'm doing my best, and at least I'm doing it. There's a lot of people that have already swept baby Emmanuel under the rug and moved on to different type of content. I have not. Why? Because I will not stop nor rest nor nothing until this baby is found, or at least justice is handled. And that means a fucking conviction of either death or life without for Jake and Rebecca. But we'll see, right? Crazier shit has happened, right? They kind of know where baby Emmanuel is right now, allegedly. At least the area, they're saying the landfill. I seen on the tira, he went out there, he was riding around in the landfill, basically showing people this is probably a spot where he could be, according to Jake Haro and according to what investigators are doing. But at this point, in the way it looked, and it's like I said too, a landfill after a baby's gone for a month, decomposing and all that. And I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. You're probably not going to find the baby, man. Not at all. There might not be no more baby left to find. So I wanted to say this about the district attorney. With everybody that was mad, hey, the district attorney, he could have, he's included in that. The sentencing of Jake. No, it's not the way it works. And I should have thought it out before I brought it out, right? A district attorney's job is to get a conviction. Some of them go the extra mile because they got political aspirations. You know, a lot of them want to be in the way more than just a city council member, right? They want to be, they want to go into government. They want to go into a position where they could be, you know, a U.S. district attorney or things like that. They all got their aspirations. That's why most district attorneys do what they do. Some do open up private law offices, and these notches they have under the belt is what makes their law office an exclusive or something big, right? People are like, man, this dude, while he was a district attorney, he was a dog, right? He was convicting everyone. He was on it. And so there's a lot of people that are like, anyone that will go hard in the paint like that, that's the type of fucking private attorney I want. He'll go just as hard disproving, you know, people just like he was proven. But in this case, when it came to promise, right? The initial case that alerted everybody to Jake Haro that no one had seen coming, if you get what I'm saying, the district attorney tried his hardest, pleaded to the judge. He felt that the slap on the wrist that Jake was getting, the slap on the hand, was not enough. Now, I know there's been plenty of district attorneys that I've went up against when I was going to trials or when I was in jail or when I was going to court or whatever. And most of the time, most district attorneys, depending upon the case factors, will work with you. They'll shoot you a deal. Okay. They just want a conviction. They know, just like you know, that if you take it to the box, in most cases, some cases, you might have action. There's been plenty of times that I could have took it to the box. These are just facts. Taking it to the box means going to trial and going all the way. The jury box, okay, where you're judged by 12. That's what we call taking to the box. There's been plenty of times where I could have took it to the box, but it wouldn't have worked out for me based on I would have had to sit in county jail for a couple years before it even got there. There could be, you can't rely upon the witnesses or rely upon certain case factors that can fucking do you dirty. And most of the time when you take it to the box, you're going to get the maximum penalty, meaning you're going to get the max of what they can give you. If you're facing 20 years, that fucking district attorney is going to go for 20 years. And more than likely, if you're convicted by a jury of your peers and you made the state waste all that money, guess what? You're going to get fucking 20 years. So it's like, nah, if he offers me a deal for 4, run that. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? The 4 years will make me jump the gun, right? I do my crisscross and I get on. Most district attorneys will cut you a deal because they just want that notch in their belt. They want to move on to another case. They know how expensive it is for a jury trial or for a trial period. And especially with like a murder case, like with Jake and Rebecca are going to go through, it's going to be a very, very expensive case. And us taxpayers who have been paying for their Section 8, paying for their stampias, paying for them to be all met out at home, now we're going to pay for their trial so they can become convicted. Well, let's hurry up and pay and get it over with already. Convict their asses, man, so Emmanuel and Promise can get justice. Back to the district attorney. He deserves an apology from me and several other people that are disrespecting him, because that man did make a statement, and he did say, hey, it's all on that judge. Now, is that the blame game? Is he blaming the judge? No, he's keeping it real. That district attorney tried his hardest to get rid of Jake Haro. That district attorney was not happy at all when Jake Haro got that slap on the hand, right? When Jake Haro, that judge, decided that he was going to have him on the side of the road picking up trash, doing a few classes, and 71 months joint suspension. Why is it that I got more time in prison for stealing a fucking hat from someone that I never even touched? True stories. 4 fucking years in prison, and of course I picked up more time for stabbing and all kinds of different shit. But how come and why come I could be walking down the street as a grown man, minding my own affairs, when 2 policemen grabbed me unaware? They said, is your name Gunner? I said, why, sure. They said, well, you're the Mexican we've been looking for. Oh, wait. They snatched me up. I was gone, right? 4 years later, I'm getting, actually it was fucking almost 8 years later, 7 years later. I'm getting out like, God damn, man, right? Yeah, Jake chokes, beats, tries to just breaks bones, does all this to his own daughter, a baby at the time, a little kid, a baby. Mija, come here, right? I can't even imagine it. And the judge says, go ahead, run. Go ahead, you're good. Just go to some parenting classes. You need parenting classes. At what degree of fucking parenting classes are those? What do they do in them type of parenting classes? Is that some hybrid parenting classes shit? Do you go to those parenting classes and they're like, okay, so we know you got frustrated, you got a little mad, and you broke your daughter's neck. You know what I'm saying? We know shit happens. No, that type of shit don't happen. There ain't not a fucking parenting class in the world that can help you come back from that. You know what helps you come back from that? Big Jim. You need to go into that cell with that big old motherfucker because he's feeling romantical, right? And go get romantical with him. Maybe if he breaks a few of your bones from the inside out, then maybe you'll get an understanding of why you shouldn't have did that, right? But up until that point, man, that's what the district attorney wanted to put him with Big Jim and get romantical with him. The judge didn't. The judge wanted to get romantical with Jake. He wanted to give him a reach around because he sure did, and he let him go. And that right there started a chain of events. And in fact, you can't even blame the judge on that. The chain of events started when Jake was born. You know, when that type of animal was brought into this world. Somewhere along the line, he thought it was cool to beat on women and children to the point of no return, to the point of death. Do you understand he almost killed his daughter? Do you understand these women that walk around with him, man, were beaten and battered? Do you understand that his son, right now, that fucking punk is sitting in a cell, him and that fat chick, Rebecca, they just got served breakfast. It's 8:01 over here, man, West Coast time. They just got served breakfast early, about 6 in the morning. That motherfucker could be sitting back in his cell, all looking all fucked up, greasy, hasn't washed his face, eating an apple. Where's baby Manuel? Stupid. Tell us. That apple sure tastes good that we bought with our taxpayer money. Look, the district attorney, the judge, all us, everybody, Jake, Rebecca, everyone's playing the blame game. The fact is, I wanted to get on here and apologize to that district attorney because he tried to do his job. He put out a statement, you know what I'm saying, eating that judge up, putting that judge on the spot. And he needed to put that statement out because people need to understand that, you know, these district attorneys, they got a job to do. And of course, if you're a convict, if you're a street person, if you're doing what you're doing, the last name you want to hear is district attorney. Oh, wait, that'll scare a motherfucker because you know they're trying to get you, right? They're trying to get a conviction. That man was definitely trying to give justice to Promise. He was trying to put Jake behind bars. And that judge, for whatever reason, decided nope, no can do. And you need to understand this. Judges have the ultimate say. Look, I remember one time, right? Ooh, well, they almost got me, right? Thank God this judge was halfway decent, but the district attorney, and this doesn't happen all the time. This is very rare, but it can. It can, right? The district attorney offered me a deal. He was like, hey, it was 3 years, whatever it was, right? And I was like, all right, shit, run that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a gangster, man. I could do 3 like nothing, right? This is what I'm thinking at the time. And he's like, and then probation, this, that, right? All right, cool. And I went to the judge, right? And the judge, for some reason, did not want to let me do the 3. He didn't want me to get that deal. He wanted me to do more time. I said, oh, no, I looked at my lawyer. What happened? I was all scared to death, right? I don't need an extra year. That one extra year made the motherfucking difference, all right? The district attorney, the judge, they went back to the chambers and had a discussion, man. Judge came out and he imposed even less time. He gave me like 2.5. I was like, what? What happened? I don't know what my lawyer said there. My lawyer was on the shit. That's what I paid. That's what payment's for good times and bad times. So I don't go to a level 4. That's what money's for, right? So he got me up out of there. And the judge did this thing, the district attorney did this thing. So I've been in a situation myself personally where they cannot agree. In Jake Haro's case, they didn't agree. And the judge's voice is always going to trump the DA's. So for those of us that are running around spreading misinformation, because that's what has happened here, and blaming the district attorney and blaming this, let's blame who needs to be blamed. First of all, don't blame nobody at all, really, to be honest with you. Just speak fucking facts. Jay Carl's a piece of shit child abuser. Rebecca's a fucking enabler. She allows that. And to be honest with you, I'm going to be doing a video this week because I think I have some bombshell breaking news. Something I just came up with. It's not even like breaking news like that, but something I came up with in my mind. How do we know Jake did this? I'm starting to think maybe Rebecca did it. See, she's displaying the characteristics of a woman that might be more involved than we think. Jake is quick to rat. Jake's you don't know. I love my wife. You could tell he's something ain't right with him. He got rat written all over him, right? And something ain't right with him. I expected by this time that Jake be pointing the fingers and telling on Rebecca, saying everything at this point, right? At this point, honey boo boo, I expected all this motherfucking shit to be out there. I expected baby Emmanuel to be, not alive, not home, but with the those of us that care about him, right? So we can give him a proper burial and all that. I expected a lot of things. I did not expect Rebecca to be muzzled down on lot, right? Not saying nothing. That leads me to believe in what I know about the streets. That leads me to believe that bitch might have did that. She might have did that. Anyways, I just want to say to the district attorney from myself, man, I'm sorry, for putting him in the category where he was a weirdo and he just didn't pursue this case hard enough with promise. He actually did. He actually wanted Jake the Snake to get a lot more time. But that judge, no apologies to the judge, fuck you. That judge, who I've heard has resigned or is about to resign, needs to be held accountable, man. We need to go all the way and backtrack and see what could have prevented these children from going through this. No one could have prevented promise but her family and her mother and her father. But when it's the mother, the family, and the father and the family looking the other way, well, that's a bad recipe, right? Pobrecita. Now, when it comes to Emmanuel, there was a lot more people that could have helped baby Emmanuel, but instead, what they do? What they do? Nada. They did hola. You know what I mean? We got parents right now that are still abusing baby Emmanuel. How are they abusing them? Because they're not giving us the information of where exactly he's at or what exactly happened. And I understand they're trying to protect their lives. Fuck their lives. What about the baby's life? Anyways, I'm very passionate about this. I'm going to continue to go. I just wanted to put it out there. Everyone's playing the blame game, but everyone's blaming the wrong person. Everyone always blames the wrong person. You got to look within you and take accountability for the things that you've done. And in this case, Jake and Rebecca are not taking accountability whatsoever. That judge now, all of it's like the movie Sleepers. Yeah, we did that fucking 30 years too late. Right now, the district attorney, I will say, was trying to do his job right, was trying to get a fucking hardcore conviction, was trying. And the judge said, nope. That only leads me to believe one thing. We might need to look into that judge record and see what type of kids he was around. Thumbs up or thumbs down. I'm not making an accusation. I'm just saying, if you're going to be the head, then where's the crown? I'm going to continue to strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people, man. Justice for baby Emmanuel. This week, I got so much content, giving content piggyback rights, but also I will be breaking down the whole bill, the bill that was written, the Emmanuel law. So stay tuned. We got some shit this weekend or this week. Bang, bang.